You heard it through the grapevine. Well, I heard it through Divine. Gossip and entertainment news on Foxy 105.
Okay. For that first half of entertainment news, Media Takeout is reporting that Cordell and Portia Stewart was faking their divorce. Y'all believe that? Basically, they're saying that right when the show was about to wrap up, Portia found out that she was not going to come back on the next show because basically their little storyline was super boring. So they pulled a Nene and Greg on them. And they faked the divorce, and as soon as they did that, then Portia was invited back on the show, and now Cordell is putting up all kind of stuff talking about we're reconciling, like he showed a picture of a boat and stuff like that, like, you know, should I make up with her hair or whatever. Basically, they never broke up. They've been together the whole time. And the other day, he posted a throwback photo of him and Portia. Do you believe that, or you think they just happened to get back together? Either way, that's great strategy. So Keke Wyatt's husband is supposed to get a spinoff show. Don't ask me how this happened. His name is Michael Ford, and it's going to be on TV One's site. It's the World According to Michael. It's going to be all about his life with Keke and their 6 children. Really, it should be her show because she is so animated. She's the reason I'm definitely going to watch R&B Divas tonight. So Jason Collins, everybody's talking about that situation. I kind of danced around because it is what it is. But I guess this is the part about the situation that the ladies kind of don't want to hear about. You know, he was engaged at one time. His fiance name was Carolyn Moose, and she said she just found out last week about him being gay. Basically, he did call off the wedding, and he said he did it because he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, and I have to commend him definitely for that. Carolyn, she's 6'5" and a former WNBA player. She opened up about it, said it was super emotional for her as a woman. They invested 8 years of their dreams and, you know, into each other. That was her best friend. It was all hard for her to understand. At least, y'all, he showed her the decency of contacting her and letting her know before he came out to the public. And that I commend him on most definitely. He did say that he always knew he was gay. It's like somebody telling you that the sky is blue and you keep saying it's red. He fought it for a long time, but when you finally get to the point of acceptance, there's nothing more beautiful and nothing more incredible. And what's even better is Carolyn says she holds no grudges and she's definitely moving forward. So that situation ended up very well. Salute. Okay, so Snoop Dogg was talking about his last conversation with Tupac. He said he basically saw him the last time, of course, lying in the bed, holding on to his last breath. But just before that, they were all in New York together. Snoop was on Angie Martinez's show when she asked him about Biggie and Puffy. And he was like, yeah, I got no problem with Big and Puff. But Tupac ended up feeling betrayed about it. So he said their relationship was never the same about, you know, since then. They ended up getting on a plane, going back to LA. He said that's when Suge was like, nah, you ride on the plane with us. You don't need your security. But they wouldn't let him bring none of his security. It was Suge and Pac and Snoop. He said Pac would not speak to him. It was a 5-hour flight. And he said like 3 hours deep, he just went over to him and, you know, tried to start up a conversation to him. Like, yo, are you going to Vegas? And he said Pac just turned his head and started talking to somebody else. He said, at that point, I went to the back of the plane. I got me a knife and a fork in one hand, and I put the cover over my head because my life felt threatened. I could have sworn they were setting me up. He said, so when we get off the plane, I asked him again, like, you going to Vegas? And he was so dismissive, he like fanned me away. And he said, next thing I knew, a day or so later, it was like, turn on the news. And he was dead. Ain't that sad? Speaking of that, Tupac's former bodyguard, his name is Frank Alexander, he was found dead. Now, they're assuming at this point, it's non-official, that he had a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, he went on the record back in the early 2000s saying that he believed Suge Knight was involved in the death of Tupac. Now, in an interview with allhiphop.com, he called it a Tupac assassination. He didn't exactly say Suge Knight's name in that interview. He kind of recanted it, but he did indicate that the night Pac died was very abnormal. It was strange that I ended up being the only security for him and Suge that night. Normally, we about 23 people deep, and it was only 3 of us. He said that was just very strange. That rumor has been going around for a long time. All things come to the light. We shall see. And the 12 o'clock hour is right around the corner. DJ Thru is in the building, ready to hold it down for your Wednesday Humpday edition of the BYOB Lunch Mix. So stick around and keep it locked right here to your number 1 for hip-hop and R&B. We are Foxy 105.
Technician Ford, once he starts talking brakes, there's no stop.